So as you may know, there are a fair few ways to join granny squares. It's the invisible join, and as you can see, it's very neat, it's very tidy. So I'm going to grab a length of the same colour that we did our outline on our granny square, and I'm just going to snip that. And then I'm going to grab myself a darning needle or a yarn needle. Now this is a very large eye needle, and I'm just going to pop my yarn onto there. We're then going to grab our 2 granny squares so that they are back side together, so the front side is facing outwards, and we are going to go to the corner. So we should have 3 stitches in the corner, and we've got our middle stitch here, and the same for the other side. What we're going to do is pop our needle through the back of the right hand stitch of those 3 stitches and bring that through, and then we're going to go down through the center of the middle stitch through the back loop only and bring that through. And then we're going to repeat that again. So we're going to come up through the right hand stitch, and this will tie it nicely together. And we're going to go down through the center and the back loop only of that middle stitch. And that then ties it on nicely and it's not going anywhere. Then we can start working them together. So we're going to go through the middle stitch on the other side. So we've got 1, 2 and 3. We're going to go through the back loop only of that stitch, although it looks like the front loop, it is the back loop of that stitch. Come up the next stitch and pull that through. Then we're going to come back to the first granny square, and we're going to go down through the middle of our middle stitch and come up through the back loop of the next stitch. And pull that nice and snug. And you're just going to repeat that all the way down. So we're going to go over to the next square, and we're going to go back down through the one that we came out of before and go up through the back loop of the next stitch and pull that through. Then back to the next square, and we're going to go through the same stitches we did before, the back loop only, and come back up through the next, the back loop only. And that is how you're going to join your squares together, and you're just going to pull that nice and snug, and that's going to join them really nicely together. We're going to go back down through that one, up through the next stitch, catching that back loop only, pulling that through, and then you can see we went through this one, so we're going to go back through this one, back loop only, catch the next stitch, back loop only, and bring that through. Back to the next one, through the back loop of the same stitch we went through before, and up through a new stitch, the back loop only, and pull that through. So you see we've got like a nice little ladder here. Back down through the same stitch before on the other side, through a new stitch, back loop only, and pull that through. And each time we do this, we're just going to tighten it a little bit, making sure we hold on to the end here so we don't pull it too tight, and then it's going to join it nicely together. So that is one way of joining your granny squares together, and of course it looks very lovely and very neat once you've completed that. As you can see here, it's just a very neat stitch. Of course, if you think this is a bit too complicated, that's not a problem. The other way you can attach them is by just going and looping through. So we're going to grab the back stitch of the furthest square away from us and grab the back loop of the next stitch. and bring that through. And then just keep doing that all the way down. So we're going to grab back loop of this side and the back loop of the next side and weave that through. And again, back loop of this side, back loop of this side, and loop them through. And continue doing that all the way down. And when you do this join, it looks a little something like this. So this one's a lot tighter, a lot more together, as you can see. This one has a bit more of a border between them, but it is still a lovely join. So you can have the very neat edge here, you can have a bit more of a decorative edge here. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer.